Welcome to Happy Homes and Gardens. I'm your host. My name is Daphne Royse. I am a real estate broker, architecture, and interior designer. Chef Martin Yan has appeared on TV as long as I can remember. In the past 40 years, Chef Yan has produced 3,500 episodes of PBS cooking shows and has won many awards. He has tirelessly and consistently continued his restaurant career over the years and has recently opened his newest restaurant, myasia, in Las Vegas. Let's welcome Chef Martin Yan and learn more about his impressive food career path.
Thank you, Daphne. I always said, if Yan can cook, so can you. My whole slogan is, I want to bring the food, the heritage, the culture, the history of Asia to the Western world, to the Western audience, or to audience around the world.
What drives you want to have a restaurant business?
Well, in the restaurant business, you know that when you cook, you're not just cooking for yourself. I love to share. Food is about sharing. So when you cook in a restaurant, when you have a restaurant, people come all over the world, from all over the country, all over the world. I have a restaurant called MY China in Westfield Mall. And the people from all over the world, Europe, Southeast Asia, Africa, South America, all over. So this way, the experience, the joy of sharing a good food with people is very satisfying. That's why I opened a restaurant.
So Chinese all about food.
Well,
right?
Well, there's a Chinese saying called 民以食为天. That means people survive on food. Without food, you have no health. Without health, you cannot be productive. You cannot do anything. So food actually is nourishing and keep us alive, keep us moving. And also another thing is food bring all of us together. In a round table, Chinese restaurant always a round table. In a round table, we're all friends. So it doesn't matter what religious belief, political affiliation, social status. In front of a dining table, we're all good friends. So it breaks down all the barriers. That's why food is very important, not only in Chinese or Asian culture, but in any culture. You go to an Italian restaurant, everybody share the food, family style. You go to a Mexican restaurant, we share. And it's not, we don't just order our own thing. We always order enough family style so everybody can share. If you have a better appetite, you eat more. We have less appetite, you eat less.
Food as bridge to how you make friends.
Yeah, food is basically definitely a bridge. And I consider myself to be a culinary and cultural ambassador.
That's great. And look at all your friends behind us.
Well, you know,
many hundreds of pictures here.
We with a span of 44 years of career that I have the opportunity to travel around the world, work with a lot of top chefs, a lot of celebrity chef, home chef, and we were Julia Child and Jacques Pepin, and we worked with Gordon Ramsay. We had an opportunity to meet with the great Anthony Bourdain, Wolfgang Puck. So we have been very, very fortunate. I have been very fortunate in my career that work and learn from all the masters from around the world.
So you not just cook Chinese, you cook around the world.
Well, the yancancook show bring people all over the world because I'm a cooking teacher as a chef. And just like a lot of chef on Food Network and other network, we try to bring food from different culture. So because America is a melting pot. America is a land of immigrants. People coming from all over the world bring their heritage, their history, their culture, and cuisine. So I travel all over to bring the very best from Southeast Asia. And one of the program I just did is called Martin Yan's Chinatown around the world. We visit Chinatown all over the world and find out what is the most popular in that particular Chinatown. You know, in North America, South America, in Europe, in Far East, in Asia and also Middle East, all over. We try to bring the very best of Chinatown because everywhere you go, you got Chinatown in all the major cities.
I actually recently just visited Chinatown a week ago, and I had dined there, and I didn't realize how good the cooking was in Chinatown.
Definitely.
It's very
Amazing,
authentic.
particularly nowadays the new generation of chef opening restaurant, young chef and the very talented young chef opening in Chinatown, like Brendan Jew, Chef Boone of Empress by Boone, Mr. Jew, and my good friend open China Life, George Chen, and it's just like Italy. You go in there, it's like a marketplace. So it's amazing. So I think Chinatown is one of the most colorful, particularly San Francisco Chinatown, is one of the most colorful living Chinatown in the country.
Share with us, what is the most people order dishes? What are your favorite dishes?
Well, I was told, or actually this should be a fact, if you were brought up with whatever food when your childhood, it's always your comfort food, right? If you're born from Sichuan, you always love hot and spicy, numbing, mala food. If you were born in Shanghai, you will love the food which is slightly sweet and rich. And if you were born from northern China, you were born and raised in northern China, you most likely like a noodle dumpling. If you're in the south or in Southeast Asia, you're surrounded by water and lake and river and freshwater fish as well as ocean fish. You most likely would love crabs and lobster and fish and coral fish. So I travel all over. I like to eat everything. If you were born in America, most of the kids, no matter where they go, they will first look at a hamburger place, right? So this is very common. Comfort food. It doesn't matter. For me as a cooking teacher, as a culinary ambassador, everywhere I travel, I try to dig into and learn more about that food. If I'm in Japan, I would eat and try a lot of Japanese food. Korea, try a lot of Korean food. If I'm in Indonesia or Vietnam, I'll try a lot of Vietnamese food, a lot of Indonesian food. The same thing, I go to Italy. I just came back from Italy. Actually, my producer, Stephanie, went with me to have a culinary tour. I brought about 24 Yancan fans to go to Italy. We traveled from Venice all the way to Rome and went through the whole Tuscany. We study and we taste the olive oil, balsamic vinegar, all the Parmesan cheese. We went to the factory. We eat all kind of pizza. So it's truly an experience, a culinary experience.
So what you tell me is order what's local.
Well, to me, I love the food that I was brought up with, the food that my mother prepare and cook for me. I love clay pot because when you cook with the clay pot, like slow, then you have the rice. While you're cooking the rice, when the rice is almost ready, I put on some marinated chicken and some mushroom. And then when this is almost done, right before the rice is ready, I put some vegetable. So my mother prepare a one dish meal. You got the starch, you got the protein, you got the vegetable, you got everything. So you don't have to wash dishes. You just eat out of the clay pot. Actually, there are clay pot restaurants in San Francisco and Bohon. And then not only that, when you eat in a clay pot, just like there's the stone pot in Korea or in Japan, they serve it. By the time you finish the last bite, the pot is still hot. So hot food, when it's hot, it always tastes better.
That's great to know. So have you seen people change their eating habits in the last 40 years?
Definitely. When I started, I do a little bit more deep frying and use a little bit more oil. And now in the last 40 years, people are into healthy eating, healthy diet. And in fact, in the last 5, 10, 15 years, people are getting into plant-based diet. A lot of young ladies eat plant-based, vegan, vegetarian. And my basic diet is, even though I eat everything, but my basic diet is basically a plant-based diet. I eat a lot of vegetable. Every meal I have 2 vegetable dishes. And in my soup I have vegetable. So I only eat just a touch of meat. But nowadays, people are talking about more plant-based diet because it's to try to cut down on the carbon emission and the carbon footprint, and then the less cut down the pollution. And if you eat a lot of meat, there's a lot of pollution because the meat takes out like cattle. They actually use a lot of land, a lot of water, and also eat healthy. And then you have company create food that are like plant-based food, and create it in the lab. And it's getting very popular. You can, in fact, you go to a lot of fast food restaurants, you can have a plant-based burger.
Do you worry that we have a global warming and will affect our agriculture for all the plant that we generate for food?
I think everybody know it's a fact that I think human development, the population explosion, the economic development in different countries actually have created a lot of problem and create a lot of problem polluting the environment, a lot of carbon emission, and also global warming. And if we don't face that reality and do something about it, sooner or later, probably 1/3, if not 1/2, 1/3 of the world would be submerged with water. Because as I travel all over, like Moldova, the many the islands, the nation, see a lot of people live on the sea level. So if the sea level rise 1 foot, some of the land is already covered. If you rise 3 feet, then a lot of the land would disappear. So I hope all of us are aware of the fact that we got to protect the environment, take care of our Mother Earth, and not only that, make sure that to cut down on all the, like, we drive less, we should get a bicycle, we should walk. In Asia, many people walk to work. And here in America, in a lot of as soon as you go to 2 blocks, you get up in your car and you drive. All of this will create global warming.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. So let's change the topic. For your experience was a judge on Top Chef and Hell's Kitchen. Can you share more about your experience?
Well, the whole idea for me to participate in some of those program is for me to work with the young chef and the budding young chef and try to inspire them. Because my slogan is always, if Yan can, you can. We try to inspire, so that's why you look at all of these. I give a commencement speech. I go to cooking demonstration at all the culinary schools, not only the U.S. and North America, but also around the world. I try to inspire young people and follow the instinct. If you like food, not everybody loves certain things, right? But if you like sport, go for it. If you like food, go for it. You love to study, go to school, get a degree, and choose the profession you like. But for me, I have a bachelor degree and a master's degree in food science from UC Davis. But I love food. So a lot of the things that I do, many of the job, many of the activity, many of the project I'm involved is about food, about cooking, about inspiring young people. Sometimes we also give some the scholarship to some of the less privileged young chef that they can continue their study. So for me, the most important thing is to get back to the community. We're fortunate. You're fortunate. You're very successful in your career. And I feel that very fortunate. I'm not as successful as you as a business person. I'm a chef, right? And I'm a cooking teacher, I'm an ambassador. But I feel that as long as we are able to not only can take care of ourselves, our family, our friends, but at the same time, we're going to take care of the family. That's why there's a lot of things that I do about community. We do a lot. In fact, during the pandemic, I am not able to travel, so I'm doing a lot of community projects, events. And last night I was hosting a dinner. And in the last few days, I was actually hosting dinner, auction dinner. During the fundraising, I offer an auction item to take them to Chinatown, to have dim sum, to have dinner, and then host dinner. So giving back to the community is very important. To take care of the environment is important. So we are the international citizen. We're the world citizen. We got to take care of not only ourselves, our family, but also the whole world.
You're very humble. You're most famous chef I would know in this area and probably around California or in the US.
Not because I'm humble. My mother always tell me, 依山还有依山高. When you think you reach the top or pinnacle of your career, when you reach this hill, you think you're on top of the world. You're not. You look further, there's another hill, another mountain much higher. Once you reach this, just like kindergarten, elementary school, high school, and college, and this is how life is. You move from one challenge to another, a step at a time. You just move up, and hopefully along the way, you can do something good for yourself, for your family, but also do something good for the community. So it's never, nobody's the best. Nobody's perfect. The key is, I always tell people, you love what you do, you're passionate about what you do, you don't have to work a day of your life. So I don't feel like I'm working. Today I went to Chinatown to promote Chinatown because I want to bring more people back to Chinatown. We recently did a 20x segment of My Chinatown, Martin Yan's Chinatown. The slogan is, My Chinatown, your Chinatown, everybody's Chinatown, and welcome to Chinatown. So all of these things that I do, I want to be able to give back to the community. And then now I have the good fortune of being interviewed by you, and thank you so much. And then after the interview, I have to rush back and I could go shopping. I have to do a television program to work with the top chef from India. And I will cook some of my favorite curry dishes from India. And then he would plan to cook Chinese, his favorite Chinese dish in India. Because I visited India a few years ago. Cantonese food is very, very popular in India, all over India. A lot of fine dining restaurants, Chinese restaurants. So I think food is the bridge. Like I said, I'm the bridge, but food is actually a bridge. It brings a bridge and bring people together.
Tell me why restaurant business is a tough business.
Restaurant business is a tough business. First of all, it's very hard to manage people. Just like a country. You ask a leader, whether it's a mayor or governor or the president. You know, when people become president, they age a lot faster. You notice that? Because there's a lot of headache. When you manage people came from all kind of background, educational background, family background, cultural background, religious background. Very hard to manage people. In the restaurant business, you need a crew of people, a team of people working in the kitchen. And you also need a team of people doing the service. There's always conflict between the kitchen and the dining room, because the dining room, they just want to service, so they can please the customer outside. But the chef, they can only do so much, right? There's only the labor, the staff shortage nowadays. Every single profession, every single business is short of staff. I'm quite sure yours too. It's very hard to find good people. And also the thing is, because of as a restaurant, besides managing, it's very hard to control food costs, right? So all of a sudden there's a storm. All of a sudden everything got wiped out. Everything rise, but you cannot increase your price on a daily basis. So the food costs, and also the people move around. A natural disaster, just like in the last months or so, last few weeks, a lot of rain, a lot of tree fell down, a lot of the fruit trees. So all of this affect the price. So food costs, labor shortage, and managing people, all of these makes restaurant business one of the most dangerous. Is probably one of the business that had the highest failure rate is restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you advise those young people want to start restaurant business?
I always tell people, it doesn't matter what you do. Ask yourself what you really enjoy, what you really wanted to do. It's not because because Julie Child, Jacques Pepin, and Gordon Ramsay, so famous, Wolfgang Puck, they're very successful, but a lot of people don't realize how hard they work, how many hours they work, how much sacrifice, personal sacrifice, family time to reach where they are today. But if you love what you do, you just pursue it. Follow your own instinct. Not everybody loves food or cooking. Not everybody loves sport. Somebody like medicine, somebody like engineering, somebody like high tech. So we just follow your instinct and ask yourself what you love. If you love and passionate about what you do, most likely you'll be successful. Just like you. I'm quite sure you know that insurance, real estate, and all of those, the success rate is not very high either. Because a lot of people just give up. Because sometimes you make call to people and they didn't even want to talk to you, just hang up. But you just have to be persistent. But how many people are persistent? First, you got to have persistence. You have to love what you do. And that way, you never give up. I'm quite sure in your career, you do not start it out on the top either. You started from the ground up and you persist. You never give up, you move up. That's the reason why you're successful.
Well, my line is consistency and persistence.
That's actually right. First, you got to serve your food. The same thing. First, you have to be consistent. Every day you have to serve good food. Every day, in your business, you have to offer the best service to your client, whether it's insurance or real estate or whatever. And then sometimes you fail, but you got to be persistent. So you got to persist. You cannot give up. When you're persistent, you don't want to give up. Also, I add one more, is optimism. You always believe tomorrow is better.
Tomorrow is better. What is it? What is your new restaurant, NY Asian?
NY Asia, because I travel, I have a restaurant called NY China in Westfield Mall, and we operated for almost 9 years. And because of the pandemic, nobody go up to the 4th floor, so we closed it. And the entire floor, all the restaurant closed. So we're looking to reopen NY China in San Francisco downtown. But I just opened NY Asia in the Horseshoe Casino, in the old Bali. We're gonna rebrand the Horseshoe, right next to Paris Hotel, right across the street from Caesar's Palace. And it's one of the busiest corner in Las Vegas Strip. And we just opened on March the 15th, just a few days ago. And we already have a lot of wonderful review, and people from all over the country are coming to visit us. In fact, 2 days later, after tomorrow, I have to get up and go to Dallas to do another event for the Visiting Nurse Association. I don't know whether you know that. In America, they have nurses that visit. They travel all over to take care of people. And they have an association. They have a fundraising event. They have a conference in Dallas. I fly to Dallas and I will give a talk and do a presentation for the Visiting Nurse Association. So then I go to Las Vegas and host a few dinner, because I did a fundraising for Unlock. And one of the offers, I will host a dinner at NY Asia at Horseshoe Casino. So I have to fly down there and just host a dinner for 6 people.
I'm so lucky to catch you today. You sound like you have packed a schedule.
Tomorrow I got to get up at 6 o'clock and my flight is 8 o'clock. And last night I didn't come back until 11. In the last 4 days, I've been working every day. And also we are fortunate, just Saturday or Friday, I was honored by the Sonoma International Film and Food Festival, an honor with given a excellent culinary award.
Wow.
So I've been very, very fortunate in my career that I'm not rich and famous. Compared to the success of your career, I have to work maybe another lifetime to catch up with you. But the thing is, I love what I do. So I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm having a good time. I can help other people. I can get everybody excited. I get a lot of young people, a lot of young chefs excited. And that's all I care.
Would you ever consider retiring?
Most of the people in my generation, they're all retired, okay? And I had a dinner with a couple of my high school friends about the same age. They're all retired except one person that is still working, but will be retiring in July. And I never consider to retire, because if I love what I do and I'm in good health, during the pandemic, I eat well, I exercise mentally and physically. I actually feel better. That I have not gained 1 pound in 40 years. And I mentally and physically, I feel strong, I feel energized, and the word retirement does not enter my mind. I probably will slow down and travel more and spend more time with the family. But I don't think I need to worry about retiring, because most of the people when we first started the Yankin Cook Show, there's only 2 other cooking shows on PBS, Julia Child and Graham Kerr. And the Yankin Cook Show was the third cooking show on PBS, and it has been there since 1978 for 44 years. So I'm still enjoying it. And I'm not a celebrity chef. I'm just a chef. I'm just a cooking teacher. I'm an ambassador. I am the culinary ambassador, and I am the super connector to connect people, connect the two culture, connect people. That's why I am happy. I go to sleep very peaceful. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about making a lot of money, because I never have anything expensive. And this is the same shoe that I use to walk around Chinatown. This is the same pen, just like Steve Jobs. I put on this basically every day. Even I go to a party, I would dress up like this. So I walk around Chinatown like this today.
What is your secret? You eat everything, but you don't gain weight.
Diet and exercise. I keep moving, I keep walking. I don't like to sit for more than an hour. I keep on moving. Sometimes when I brush my teeth, I would do it like this, brush my teeth. To just
you do squat?
Yeah, squat, because I remind everybody, when we get older, you can easily fall. When you fall, if you learn how to squat, you don't fall as bad. Just like this is a kung fu practice. When you study kung fu, when you practice kung fu, this is the first thing that you practice. So you practice not to fall down. If you fall down, you know how to fall down. You don't get hurt. When you get older, you better don't fall down. Very dangerous.
Tell us how people can find you and what kind of services that yancancook with.
yancancook is a very small company, but we basically produce cooking show. We publish cookbooks. I do a lot of personal appearance. We work with a different kind of company to help them to promote their product, to create new product. We work with a lot of American agricultural product. We promote ginseng, we promote seafood, we promote nuts, we promote potato, USA potato. We promote all kind of US products all over the world. And in fact, tonight, what we're doing to promote California product, American pistachio nut, because pistachio nut is very healthy. It's a total protein. It's a very high in antioxidant. And they had done a study. This is one of the healthiest nuts. So I'm promoting that in the Asian market, in the world market, and even in European market. And tonight we're promoting in the Indian market. I'm working with the top chef, Chef Kapoor. He's the top celebrity chef in India. And then we will be cooking, talking to each other tonight.
How interesting.
Yeah, so the opportunity that I have, a lot of people don't have. So I feel so blessed and so privileged and so honored to have the opportunity. That's the reason why should I quit? The opportunity that I have, a lot of people don't have. And if I have the opportunity, take advantage of it. When you have opportunity, take advantage. Just like all the young people. When you love what you do, pursue it. Don't give up. Be persistent. Be optimistic.
And I know you host a lot of corporate events.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I do a lot of high-tech events. I do a lot of event with different organizations, including nursing homes. I did a huge event in Sacramento, Sun City, and all these retired people. You have to be 55 or older to buy property there. So I did an event there and tell people I'm also ambassador for AARP, right? AARP, one of the largest organizations. I'm the ambassador. I try to encourage senior people. I work with self-help with the elderly. I work with Unlock. I do virtual cooking class for Unlock to teach people, to inspire people to cook healthy, eat healthy, and also share their food. Because when you get older, you need to keep active. You need to move. You need to share. You need to cook for yourself. You eat healthy. And food and diet is very important.
Thank you very much, Chef Yan. I really appreciate your time today.
Oh, my pleasure.
That was a great interview and so much fun to just share with you.
One day I'll be as successful as you. I'll be as persistent and as consistent as you. And once again, I would like to remind all of you, if Yan can cook, so can you. Come and visit us at NY Asia, Las Vegas, Horseshoe Casino. I will personally cook for you and you.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Chef Martin Yan.
Thank you so much. And remember, if Yan can cook, Yan can cook, so can you.